All right, sorry for the delay. I've been transitioning from one area to another. Today we're going to talk about discernment of spirits. In Romans, Corinthians, and Ephesians, talks about the different gifts that the Holy Spirit gives us and we use through our walk with Christ. Today, we're going to be talking about discernment of spirits, so I have a few testimonies on that. One is a former prayer warrior, or this person's still a prayer warrior. It's a church that they no longer attach the church I go to. That when this person would pray, and evil spirits would manifest themselves during whatever deliverance call might be, they would smell rotten garbage or sulfur or things like that. Then I have a distant cousin who, when spirits are around, he sees them as shadow people, as the ghost hunting world likes to call them, and he sees them in that manner. The one that I had recently was between me and a brother, between several brothers. I usually don't say, hey, this is what's happening, because I always want to affirm and confirm of what's going on. And one I've already mentioned in a previous story, that I was discipling somebody and I felt sadness. And then the Holy Spirit prompted me to ask the questions, and found out that this person that I was discipling was going through some issues that they couldn't get past because of unforgiveness. That was one. Another time, I am at church for corporate prayer, and a brother of mine comes and gives me a hug, and as soon as he starts to leave, I feel sadness. I didn't get a chance to get up and ask him right away. He had ended up sitting up on the other side of the sanctuary, but I did have his number. So I went ahead and texted him and asked him, brother, your heart feels heavy. Are you, is there something wrong? Or, correct me if I'm wrong. And, you spot the little text bubbles, and a few minutes later, he texts me, yes, my heart is heavy. And I asked him what to pray for, and he gives me what to pray for. And I knew that's the Holy Spirit triggered it. It wasn't me. I don't have supernatural abilities. I am supernatural in nature because I am reborn in God. And those supernatural abilities come through the Holy Spirit when they are needed. Do not assume that you can go around telling the future or predicting things or anything like that on your own. All this stuff is granted by the Holy Spirit. So the last one is in a men's ministry that I attend. I'm talking to a brother, and my heart feels heavy again, more of a worry. And I look at him and, hey, brother, is everything okay? And of course, the standard male response is, yeah, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. I'm good. And I ask him again, brother, what's wrong? And he looks at me and he goes, no, man, everything is good. A little more hesitant this time, but sure enough, he says no. The following week, when we meet again for this men's ministry, he comes up to me and he goes, you know what? last week I was worried about something. I was worried about this doctor's appointment about a certain diagnosis, and I didn't want to burden anybody with it. That was confirmation that the Holy Spirit had triggered that day with discernment of spirit. There are a lot of different ones, and I will get to each one of those as I get more testimonies in those personally. And I will bring them to you. But the ones that I'm specifically talking about, they are written in the Corinthians book. The ones that I'll end up going through are spirit of knowledge, spirit of wisdom, which are separate. They're not the same. Spirit of discernment I just did. Power of healing. Power of faith. I have a story on that. I have many stories of supernatural things happening in today's world. Not in biblical times, no, in 2020 something, you know? It exists. It is there. And just because in the West is not seen, and the West tends to hide it behind other things, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But there are cultures in Africa, in Indonesia, in the Caribbean, in South America. They see these things in a much regular basis than we see it in the West. People remarkably healed from broken bones, illnesses that lasted years ending overnight. It's completely possible. All it requires is the faith to have it. So we just need that mustard seed. So to God be the glory.